Talking to Community Connection. This is a red letter day in the Oaknoll campus. First of all, we got rid of masks. Number two is yesterday was our first communications in-person meeting in a year, and today is the first communications meeting in person here, which is really important.
Excuse me, sir, but these folks wanted to know your name.
I'm Bill Dickinson. I'm vice chair of the resident council. I'm also chair of the Community Connections. So, Community Connection, for all of you, because you're a lot of them, we used to call it newcomers, which for you all would make sense, but it's more encompassing that. And it's really to bring our staff members here to talk and to tell you about the services and developments at Oaknoll here and at Oaknoll West. And that's what we're going to call it now. No more name cameras. That's silly. Some of the this is the only meeting that we're having in two stages, because yesterday we talked about what happens over on the west side versus what's going to happen over here. And it's a very important discussion of, Steve is going to talk about severe weather and fire programs at Oaknoll East. And so from now on, our meetings will be on Wednesdays, second Wednesday of the month at 3 o'clock. So eventually, I think we'll have some originating here. But for now, until we get all the equipment done, it'll be at Oaknoll West and then broadcast to you over here. And so the next meeting after today will be wellness, and then we'll have meetings on dining services, recreational services, technology, Oaknoll at home, any of the different services we have. And before I get going, I want to introduce my committee members who are here, and Jackie R., who is chairman of the resident committee, Joe Nobley, who is on the resident committee, and Dick Cruz is our newest member. And I'd like to invite anybody from Oaknoll East. Oh, it's Scott McLeod, but he's not.
Joe Nobley.
And Joe and I got
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Jim.
And Scott McLeod, of course, is on the resident council, will be moving in on the 22nd. 22nd. Okay. I'm issuing an invitation to all of you, or anybody who wants to join this committee, to either call me or you can get in touch with Scott. But we'd love to have you. And the more the merrier with this thing. And you can give us the input we need to do to continue this program along. So, with that, I'm going to introduce Steve, who's going to talk about severe weather programs and the fire program, the prevention programs here at Oaknoll East. Steve?
Very good.
I don't know if I need the microphone or not.
Yes, you do. That's
I don't have a voice that projects very well, so there's a lot of echo and reverb in here. So if it gets annoying, you can't understand anything I'm saying, let me know. I'll remove it and see if that works any better. So I feel like I'm talking to a room full of strangers almost. I don't recognize anybody without the mask on. So, it's nice. It's great that we can actually do a live program here now and actually see each other's faces. So excited about that. We'll have some more programs coming up soon. We'll have a music program in here in a couple of weeks, and then some other things to follow that. So, so for today, I'm going to talk about two things that I hope we never have to worry about, but inevitably we probably will. There's always going to be severe weather in Iowa and fires. Hopefully nothing major here. I've been with Oaknoll for 16 years. We've had a few small fires at the main camp, at the west campus there, but nothing major, thankfully.
Like what, Steve? What has caught fire?
Just some construction stuff when they were doing something in the health center behind the wall. Had a fire there, minor stuff. We've had the smoke alarms and fire alarms go off a lot because people will cook microwave popcorn and burn it, burn toast, boil water dry. It's happened. And then in the 16 years, I can remember at least 2 tornadoes that got close to Oaknoll. So I'm anticipating that over the years we'll probably have stuff out here. So I do want to talk about what we should do here in a fire. So we're a little bit different here than at the West Campus, obviously. We don't have staff here 24 hours a day. We don't have the licensed care areas like the health center and assisted living.
Steve?
Yes.
You might talk a little slower.
Sure.
Like you said, the acoustics in here.
Sure, no problem.
Tends to very wide.
Gotcha. Okay.
Thank you.
And also, the construction of this building is different than at the West Campus as well. That's a steel and concrete structure. This is a wood frame structure. So it's a little more urgent for us to get out of the building when there's a fire alarm that goes off. We have had a fire alarm go off here on one occasion so far. It was back in around November, I think it was. It was caused by construction dust. I don't know if anybody here was experienced that, but the alarm is very loud, so you will know what's going on. If you're sleeping, it will definitely wake you up.
There's a big difference between that and the smoke alarms going off in your units.
Yeah, the smoke alarms in your units are not quite as loud. We have a fire alarm system that covers buildings 1 and 2. So there's heat sensors in the hallways, in the common areas, and then also in your apartment. In building 3, it's a separate fire alarm system, but the same company manages both. So what happens is when the fire alarm goes off, the first thing that happens, the alarm company calls the fire department. Luckily for us, the fire department's just right down the street here, so they can be here within 5 minutes probably. And then the next call goes to me. So if I'm on site, I will know the alarm's going off, but if I'm at home or asleep, they will call me and wake me up, and I live about 10 minutes away, so I can be here in 10 minutes. Obviously 10 minutes in a fire situation is not very long, so you need to be out of here before I get here. But I will come on site and try to help coordinate things and do head counts, make sure everybody get out of the building, and then work with the fire department to try to get everything contained and everybody safe. First thing you want to do when you move in is familiarize yourself with the building. Know the exits, kind of predetermine the safest route out of your apartment to get outside if there's a fire. Each building has 2 stairwells, so building 1 has 1A, 1B. Both those stairwells on the first level have exits outside. Building 2 is the same way. There's 2A and 2B on each end. And then at building 3 also has 3A and 3B. And then we have the main entrance through the lobby. And then with building 3, we have the west side entrance, the transportation entrance. And then there's parking garages. Under this structure, there's a side door next to the overhead door. And then so you can go out that door. And also, as you approach the overhead door, there's a motion sensor. And it will pick up people walking as well as cars, so that overhead door will open as well. In building 3, there's no side door. It's just the overhead door that's there.
How is the side door open next to the garage door?
So from inside, it just opens and just push it open. From outside, to get back into it, you have to have the key fob. So first thing, if the fire alarm goes off, don't panic. And also don't assume that it's a drill or a false alarm. You want to get out as quickly as possible. If it happens during the day or when staff is here, we will do our best to coordinate. We'll deploy and go, if we can, safely go door to door and try to help people to get out of the building. If staff is not here, then it's going to be up to you to take that responsibility to try to get out, and we'll get here as quickly as possible. The fire department will also be here relatively quickly. So.
Where does
everybody gather to be counted?
So we're asking everyone to go to the north parking lot, the visitor parking lot over here. If you're not able to get there because you had to exit out the garage and there's no sidewalk that links, that's close, then just stay out here and get as far away from the building as possible. And also try not to block the entrance so fire vehicles can get in to the building. As soon as everybody's out, the fire department can come in and do their thing and get the fire out. If it's a false alarm, then the fire department will come and determine that, and we'll give it all clear and we can all come back in the building. When the fire alarm goes off, we have fire panel in the building 1 and 2 system and also in building 3. So when the alarm goes off, I can go to that panel and it will tell me where the fire is originating, where the heat sensor picked up the heat or the smoke. And then so we can go to that area first to make sure and see if there's actually a fire or if it's just dust or something else going on. If the alarm company calls me and I don't answer, or if I'm on vacation, they have a list of people that they'll call then. So if I don't answer, they will call Ken, our director of building and grounds. If he doesn't answer, they call Greg, who's our service manager of maintenance. If he doesn't answer, Steve Rowe gets a call. They'll keep going until somebody answers so they are aware that there's an alarm going off here. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, building 3 has a separate alarm system. I can hear that alarm when I'm in my office. It's loud enough because it goes through the tunnel or the link. So I can hear it coming up through there. But if I don't hear it, I still get the call from the alarm company, so I'll know that there is a fire going on or an alarm going off in building 3. Staff, as I said, will be here to help assist, but we also are telling staff, do not put your life at risk. So we're not going to make someone on our staff go down a smoke-filled hallway. We'll do our best to get everybody out of the building safely, but we also are going to evacuate as well. As I said, the alarm goes off. Don't assume anything. Assume it's a fire. Most of the alarms that have gone off over the years at the West Campus have been false alarms or they've been drills. But we still ask everyone over there to take it seriously each time. It's very important. We also have a unique situation here in that we have a pet-friendly building, buildings 2 and 3. We have pets that live here. So that adds an extra layer of complication. I know as a pet owner myself, if my house was on fire, I'd do everything I could to get my dog and my cats out of the house. But on the other hand, if I can't get to them, sometimes you don't have the luxury of time to search for your cat. If it's hiding, the alarm's going to go off, it's going to be spooked, and it's going to hide under a bed, and you have to make a really quick split decision there do I try to stick around and get the cat out, or do I just have to take my chances and hope for the best? So that also comes into play with the severe weather situation too. So if we have to evacuate a shelter for severe weather, you also want to think about your animals too, because they're going to be susceptible to damage from tornadoes and things. So, and that leads me into the severe weather part of this, and we'll have time for questions afterwards. So if you have questions about the fire, let me know. We'll do that at the end. So severe weather. If there's a tornado watch in the area, I will monitor the weather and look, make sure, be ready on standby if there's a warning issue, if there's a tornado or a derecho coming our way. I also would expect everyone here to do that as well, like you did before you moved to Oaknoll. You probably at your previous home watched the weather when there was some severe weather in the area. You wanted to make sure you knew when it was time to go seek shelter. So I will coordinate then with Ken and with Steve Rowe, and we will decide if it's time to tell residents to seek shelter. Sometimes the Johnson County sirens will be going off, but there's not a tornado or immediate threat to Oaknoll. It's possible that they may have spotted a funnel cloud well north of here, and it's moving away from us. In that situation, we don't need to seek shelter. But if we do see that there's a funnel cloud or a wall cloud that's headed towards the north side of Iowa City, at that point we make the call, and we will tell everyone to seek shelter. At the current time, when staff is here, we will do a call around message. At the West Campus, they have a different little bit different system, and I think we'll look at getting that here as well, where they actually, it's a phone call. Steve Rowe records a message that says seek shelter. Immediately there's a tornado in the area, and then your phone will ring, and if you pick it up, it's just a recorded message, and it will not leave a voicemail. I don't think. I think it just it doesn't. You have to actually pick the phone up to get the message. So. We don't have that quite yet here, but we will do a caller on message. So if you see on your landline phone that the light's blinking, then make sure to listen to that message. And we also will send out a notification through the Oaknoll app. So hopefully most of you have a smartphone or an iPhone, and you have the app on your phone. If you do, we'll send an alert out saying seek shelter, there's a tornado headed our way. You'll get a pop-up on your phone and you'll know. Also, the staff is here. We can go around and start getting people out of apartments as well to help. And if it's at off hours time, I'm going to monitor from home. I can do that same call around from home. I can also send the notifications from the app from home as well. But if, depending on the situation, it's probably not safe for me to drive in here if we're in the middle of a tornado warning, but I might try to anticipate something and come in if I need to ahead of time. To help coordinate that on site. So where is our shelter here? Does anybody have any guesses where that might be? Yeah, so the tunnel or link, what we're going to call it the link area. That's the safest spot on this campus. It's underground. It's concrete structure. So that's the number one location we'll go to. I think it's a very large link, so I think all of us will be able to fit in there. We'll try to get some chairs down there too, because we'll likely be down there for 30 minutes or so, and it might be kind of tiresome to stand up that whole time. If you're not able to make it to the link, the next best choice would be the parking garages. Just stay in the interior of the parking garage. Those are concrete and they don't have windows. The main thing is just to get away from the windows. Because the flying glass is where the majority of the injuries are going to take place in a severe storm. The third choice would be to exit from your apartment and go into an interior hallway, and preferably on the first level. And then finally, if you can't get out of your apartment, then each of you has at least one bathroom that does not have a window, and I would just go in there. That's your final option there, I think. And one thing I should mention, actually, when there's a fire, try to stay off the elevator if you can, because something can happen. The power goes out. Our elevators are on generator power, so they should function, but you never know how those things play out. So I don't want anybody to get trapped on an elevator. The same holds true with the severe weather. Power can go out, and the elevators would likely still be okay, but I don't want to take that chance. So if you can get down to the stairs, absolutely, that's the best way to go. And then once the weather has cleared up and we get the all clear from the National Weather Service, then we'll go back to our apartments and hopefully there won't be any damage or anything. We survived that derecho last summer here. This building was under construction. Building 3 was basically framed and it wasn't very too far along, and everything stood up and had no problems here, so we were lucky there. We lost a few trees, but other than that, we did well. So we'll hope that this year we don't have anything like that or anything, but we'll be prepared if we do. So the final thing I just want to touch on that's not really related to fire or severe weather is medical emergencies. As you know, we don't have a nurse here 24 hours a day like they do at the West Campus. And we don't have any staff here that are trained or qualified to assist or assess for injuries. So if you fall or have any kind of medical emergency, please call 911. Don't call the health center, don't call the front desk here. If you have a cell phone, which everybody probably does, keep that close by, because if you fall and are injured, you may not be able to reach your landline phone, and it's nice to have that cell phone there to call 911. If you can't always guarantee that you're going to have your cell phone with you, then I would recommend getting a life alert button that you can wear on like a necklace or something around your neck, and then just press the button and they'll call 911 for you. We do have residents at the West Campus that use those, and if you're interested in learning more about those, you can contact our social workers that are in the area, or our partner states that they have more information that can kind of help you to order one of those. So with that, I will open it up to questions. I know I talked fast and it was kind of short, but
So Steve, sorry, go ahead. If there's a fire in building 3 and we're resident 1 and 2, do we evacuate or not over here?
that's a good question. I'm not going to make that call at the time. So the alarm's going to go out there. We have fire doors in the link, so those are always closed. So the fire will not spread through the tunnel or link. And then when the fire department will be here within probably 5 or 10 minutes, and they can assess, and I'm going to let them make that call. If they tell us we need to evacuate over here, then we'll evacuate over here. But I think we're far enough away that I think we're okay initially. If there's a fire contained in building 3, then we would be okay. But as I said, the fire department will make that call officially. Okay.
Dear laugh at this, but my parents, mostly my father, he was kind of a character. We had these procedures, we had fire drills in the middle of the night. I think it was when they had too much to drink. And so, we had a way to evacuate. And we had, a door to go to, and we had like a warm jacket and some tennis shoes.
Yeah, it's always good to be prepared ahead of time. So like I said, know your escape routes. Know if your primary route is blocked or there's a fire you can't get through there, try to figure out there's a secondary way out. And keep things by your door. If it's a winter night and it's going to be really cold, keep an extra coat handy that you can throw on to be able to go outside and withstand the cold weather.
I yield to the gentleman down there.
If you have to call 911 in the middle of the night and someone needs to get in, how do they get in?
Okay, that's a good question too. So we have what's called a Knox box, and it's mounted outside the main entrance, and there's also one outside the transportation entrance in building 3. The fire department has the keys to that box, and inside that box I put a key fob and a master key. And so they know they have access to the building at all hours. The fire department has been here probably 3 or 4 different times. They've sent crews up here. We've shown them around, explained the apartment numbering system, so we want to familiarize them with the building. When we have some events this summer here, I'd like to invite the fire department to come up here as well. As part of that, to offer them a meal and be part of that event as a good way to them to get to know us better. And I'll let them walk around the building and kind of get familiar with that as well. So, but they do have access to it at any time.
Related to that, we hear this siren going off all the time. And the least they can do is have let us visit the place and show what's going on in the fire station.
Yeah, if we invite them up here, then they'll give us the same courtesy and invite us there. That'd be fun. Yeah. Give us rides on the fire trucks. Yeah, sorry.
2 questions. You mentioned out west, the alarm went off at times, and sometimes it was just a drill. Will there be drills here?
Yeah, we're going to have drills. We haven't had one yet. I was going to wait until we have more people in place. We're almost at half capacity now. After next week, we will be over half. So I would expect we should do a drill within the next month or 2. So, but I'm not going to say when because I want you to take every single alarm seriously. We might do the drill after hours too. So it kind of throws everybody off as we get a test. So.
If you lose power, which is somewhat common, the lights go on in the hallway and the stairwells? Yeah,
the generator will keep the lights on in the hallways and the stairwells. And it should keep the elevators operational, at least limited. And our network, our IT department, our IT stuff will stay working too, so we can have keep our communications kind of operational.
And did you say where the fire panel is in the 3rd building?
Fire panel is at the transportation entrance. And the one here is just inside, kind of behind the mailboxes on the other side of that wall. By one of the stairwells, there's a door there that it says fire panel on it, and it's inside there.
Are there any lights in our apartment during the program? No, we have to go to the hallway.
I'll check on the apartments. I don't know if those will stay on or not. Definitely the hallways and stairwells will stay on, but I can check and see.
question about calling 911 from your cell phone. Do they know where you are based upon global GPS technology?
Yeah, they do now.
They do.
It's better, I believe, if you have any idea on that.
So on your phone, there you can enter in it's like E911 information, and you put your address in there. And then when they get a call from your cell phone, the address will come up with it. So then they know what it is, because they can't always tell. And even GPS, they wouldn't be able, standing where I am, they don't know if I'm on the first floor, second, or third floor. So even with GPS, it's not that accurate. I could be standing over there, over here, or up and down. So, on your phone, if you turn on a feature called Wi-Fi calling, it will force you to enter that information, because that goes over the internet and they just don't know where the call is coming from without that information.
Could you maybe send that out to, the procedure?
Well, yeah, I'll find that out.
Okay, great, thank you.
And then we've verified that when you call from the landline here, that they have this address now, and then the 911 system. There was a little bit of confusion early on. They didn't have this address. They had us on the south side. It's got a little blurred for some reason. So, but that's all straightened out now. Anything else?
Oh, something that will, when we do that TOES class that someone brought up is, maybe, I guess as we get to know people, it will be easier. Maybe we should have a buddy, like a buddy system on the floor, just in case, like when there's a fire or something, there's somebody that you can knock on the door.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think I've toyed with the idea of maybe getting building captains, fire captains, so we can kind of take responsibility if there's no staff here to kind of help coordinate, and if anybody's interested in that, kind of explore that a little more, certainly do that.
Will we be forewarned about having the fire drills?
No.
We're going to do them at 2 in the morning. We wouldn't do it all night. Most likely they'll be during the time that I'm here, or I might throw a curveball and do one at 8 o'clock at night or something like that. Anything else?
Well, if we have nothing else, thank you very much, Steve.
Yeah, thank
This is probably one of the most important meetings that we're going to have this year, I think. Our next meeting is April 14th with Laura O'Connor. We'd like to have it here, but I don't think we're not set up yet. So this will probably emanate from the West Campus, but it'll be shown on your screen. And if you have questions that you want to ask of Laura, give me a call, Jackie a call, anybody on our committee, Joe Nobley or Dick, and we'll get those questions into Laura so it'll come through on the screen.
Okay.
And for subsequent meetings, though, I think I tried to make the point before, we are going to try to have meetings here, and then broadcast it over to the
Yeah,
West
that's what
Campus.
some people were saying.
If you want to come over to the West Campus for the 14th, you're invited, because I think by the 14th we'll be even more open than we are now. Granted, everything is opening up, and as long as Johnson County stays where it is, we can have more and more people in these meetings. It would help if you're going to come over, and maybe let one of us know that you're coming, just so we can plan to get a seat. But we look forward to it.